What's up, guys? This is K-LOon, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen, where we are making some shredded chicken today. And who better to make this shredded chicken than my co-host, Aden? Why don't you say what's up?
And here I am, and everything I can.
Are we playing
I
some
don't remember the
ska?
lyrics.
Are we playing some ska
No,
music for
remember
Skate?
the song? Remember the one song Superman? Or is that
Is that Three
no? Wait,
Doors Down?
we're talking Skate. That's Pro Skater, isn't it?
You know.
Oh well, I mucked it up. My
Yeah,
bad.
it's alright. You can always
I don't
fall.
know Skate. Full disclosure, right at the beginning, I don't know Skate, so I know Pro Skater a little bit, but that's it.
Fair enough. But before we get into any of the stories today, we'd like to say thank you to anybody and everybody who is liking and subscribing here to Game Sandwich. We appreciate you. And if you want to talk more about our favorite video games or your stories in the gaming world, join our Discord. Links to that is all in the video description down below. Now, let's talk about a game I love. And I'm going to go and just say it right now so it's out there in the world and people can understand where I stand on this. I love Skate. I grew up a skate kid versus a Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That might sound sacrilegious, but hey, yeah, I know, the internet's gonna shame me for it. But I stand true to this. I thought Skate was a better game. I enjoyed it. Countless hours spent in this world. Now, there's a new Skate on the horizon, and there was a playtest that happened. And, EA, that's a big thing I gotta preface. EA is at the helm of this all. That should tell you a whole lot about what's about to go down. But apparently, through this playtest, people got to get hands-on experience with it. Of course, it's Skate. Everyone loves Skate. But apparently, there's microtransactions within the playtest, and it's assumedly going to be through the game. I want to also say they put this in the game to kind of test the waters as to what's acceptable and what isn't. Now you're going to ask me, how much does everything cost? What am I buying? What am I doing here? Well, let me give you the lowdown about all that. I finally used that tagline. But apparently there's stuff in the game store. This is like Nike gear, a bunch of clothing, decks, wheels, etc. Classic stuff. But this bundle was about 5 to 6 items of Nike gear, and it cost 2,350 paid credits, or San Van bucks. Why not? Like, why are we calling it San Van bucks? I don't know. But that's about $20 in real life money. What are we feeling about that?
I don't know. Again, every time I can think a little bit positive about EA. It's immediately like we just talked Battlefield. We just talked about Battlefield, and we were like, "This looks hopeful." And then it's immediately met afterwards with, "Hey, here's this playtest from Skate. There's microtransactions in a playtest." Every time, every time, I want to say that EA has a slight chance. They just throw it out the window.
I want to look this up before I sound stupid, or the comments can correct me. I think this version of Skate is going to be free to play. So, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to be the person. Normally, you're the one that has the hot takes here. I think this is okay. I think this is very okay in a game like Skate that's free to play. And whenever we're talking about a game like Skate, it's not like it kind of is like Fortnite, where the core mechanics of the game are not being improved by these items, at least from what I understand. These are all cosmetic. And whenever we're talking about Skate, you're dealing with Vans, you're dealing with DC, you're dealing with Nike. This is the proposed gear in this playtest. These are premium brands and real life things. So they're going to cost money. So I'm almost okay with it. Like, I think that's acceptable here.
See, I agree with you in the sense of if it is free to play, I am okay with it. I don't like that it's in a playtest. I think that that's just stupid, and I think that's kind of an overreach a little bit. I get that they want to make sure the store is user friendly, but I mean the store is going to be the store. Nothing's going to change about the store. Let's be honest. Whether they have it in the playtest or not, the store is going to look the same, like every other in-game store. But with it being free to play, I'm okay with it. I am
Oh,
okay.
it will be free to
But
play. At least IGN
okay,
says that. Skate 4.
okay. I'm okay with it. Like I said, if it is free to play, then there you go. But I mean, it's just I feel like I said they're overreaching when it comes to it being in a playtest. They shouldn't be like, "Oh, hey, look, it's in a playtest. We want our playtesters to spend money,
I,
please, please."
I, there's a demon inside of me that's fighting like every time I'm thinking a thought about this, and that's like saying, "Don't say this, don't say this." But at the same time, I think I seen a story around this exact issue, and one of the people in charge of the playtest was almost like, and not a direct quote, don't quote me on this. They're testing the waters as to what's fair pricing versus like just saying, hey, at the launch of this game that's free to play, $20 for this whole thing. I think that's acceptable in a playtest because one, users are signing up for it actively to kind of like put themselves into this, and I get your viewpoint of like, oh, they shouldn't be charging, but at the same time, if you sign up for it and you're, oh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it makes sense. I guess that's just what I view this as. Like, you know what you're getting into. You don't have to spend the $20. You can kind of just drop. I don't know how the playtest goes, but at the end, you could be like, oh, I thought that was a little too expensive. Like, this should be $5, or this should be blah, blah, blah.
Well, I will only accept it if EA gave them the money to spend on the stuff.
That could work too,
Like, if
like
it
for the
wasn't them like
playtest.
signing up saying, because I doubt they signed up knowing that they would have to spend their own money to do something.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that. So, like, if EA said, "Hey, we're gonna give each one of you $20, use it to use specifically in the in-game store. Tell us what you think of the pricing based off that $20 that we gave you." Yada yada yada. If they did that, I'm fine with it. Hey, they were just testing the prices, see if people like them. But if they expected like the people who signed up for it to just spend their own money, then like again, screw EA because like they do nothing but annoy me.
It's I just view, especially now that it's going free to play, one, I think that's a great thing for this game because let's be honest, maybe I'm the youth of Game Sandwich here, but I don't know. Is skateboarding hot nowadays? Like, I know people are all hot and bothered over like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4, but like, are the streets clamoring for a skateboarding game in 2025? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I know a lot of people have been asking for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater to come back.
but that's the thing. That's like us old heads asking for like, hey, this is a game from our childhood. We know what it is. We want it back in the modern era. But for a new game like this, for Skate specifically, I think it's fine going free to play. But I don't know if it would fare well if it was a like a fully paid game or if it was like $30. I don't know what you charge for a game like this. But I mean, as far as microtransactions go, I think it's fine. It's the classic what's the checklist for microtransactions in a game? It's like one, free to play, two, premium items. Premium meaning like Nike, Jordan, all that stuff. And three, like it's not pay to win. So it's like, do I want to look cool? Do I want to do this? It's just like 2K and like WWE 2K just dropped with the island. It's like you're just paying to look cool. And I don't know. Maybe people would be more inclined again because it's free. You're not spending that upfront money on it. Where you're like, here's a cool DC shirt or whatever. I used to rock DC. I might be inclined if I see a shirt that looks like the one I wore back in the day. Hey, I might get it.
See, I don't know. From my perspective, I'm just thinking, is this EA testing the waters in the sense of, is it them testing where they can put microtransactions, like how much can they get away with, kind of deal? Like, oh, if we put it in a playtest now, what stops us from like going forward and putting it in something else later on and going so forth and so forth? It's kind of like, little by little we get exposed to ads on a daily basis, little by little in certain areas, and now you have car companies that are like, oh, we're gonna put ads in your car, you know, just because it's like that little bit at a time. Is this
Mm-hmm.
like EA trying to get that little crumb in to like build something else later on. Because like they're the ones who are most notorious for the microtransactions.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't think it if it wasn't EA,
Yeah.
but just because it's EA and I don't trust them.
Yeah, like I don't see them going past like what they said here. Clothing, skateboard decks, wheels, trucks, like shoes, all that stuff. I cannot see a skate game thriving, getting over well with the public if they're like, hey, here's like how they treat 2K where it's like, oh, here's VC to kind of level up your attributes and like your skill set. I don't think that goes over well, especially with the skateboarding game. At least basketball, you're in the mainstream, everyone likes and watches basketball. I just personally don't know if skateboarding is alive and well as much as it used to be back in like 2010 whenever we were playing Skate 2 and all that. So, I don't know. It's going to be really telling, although I just think for EA's sake, they're playing it, I'm going to knock on wood, they're playing it safe. They're doing, at least in my opinion, the right thing here. Free to play, cosmetic microtransactions, that's how this game lives on. And yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic for EA. And I cannot, this is going to be a first episode where I can't believe I'm just saying, where are we on? Like 11 minutes worth of stuff I never thought I'd say about EA.
I'm disappointed in you.
I know. I was bound to do it.
About EA. No, I don't trust EA for a second.
This is going to be
I don't care.
This is going to be my Achilles heel.
They are like one of the few companies that if they were to disappear, I wouldn't care. So
I get the history.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
they've already screwed up microtransactions. I don't trust this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There is apparently a level system and some rewards. So, like, that would be where I'm like, okay, calm down, EA. Where it's like, oh, you gotta pay to, like, level up your stamina or your speed or whatever. I'd be like, all right, like, stop. No one's paying for this. I mean, there will be whales. There's always whales in these kind of games, but at the same time, like, no. I don't think anyone's doing that. But yeah, this compared to Tony Hawk Pro Skater, that's going to be a nice fight. I'm going to see which one comes out on top. But do you have any closing remarks here? Maybe stop me before I say something really outrageous about EA and be positive about them, because I can go off now.
Okay, you know what? I will just end it with one thing and one thing only. On the EA forums,
Ooh.
There is a specific quote from somebody that says, and I will read it here, it says, microtransactions, loot boxes, and in-game currency. This was the biggest disappointment I had during my experience in this playtest. Customization for a game like this should only be unlockable through in-game progression and achievements. Skate 2 and 3 had this in the game, so abandoning this method of customization feels insane. Regardless of the live service format, Skate should not be a live service game in the first place, especially when considering the competition that you are dealing with. I added that little dealing with thing because it cuts off, but there you go. I'm just ending it with that quote. I like it.
But I want to say, this is so easy where I can just say it, where it's like, I get that, but Skate 1 and 2 were paid games, $60. That used to be the price of games. Now they're gonna be $100, maybe. This is free. EA, stop doing the right thing.
Just relax. I'll have you on my segment at some point, and then you can go off.
Yeah, I gotta calm
the
down.
Negative section.
Yeah, we gotta be negative. But if you guys want to talk more to us about this story or any of your favorite games out there, join our Discord. And if you're new to Game Sandwich, consider dropping a like and subscribing for all the latest gaming news, rumors, and reviews. But as of right now, before I say something really controversial about EA, I'm gonna end it here on this episode of Community Kitchen. I've been K-LOon, joined by Aden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.